Buongiorno a tutti.
Good morning, everybody. Rector, ministers, academic authorities, faculty, administrative staff, students, friends, and colleagues. We're here today for a big event, for a cooperation agreement that the Università di Milano-Bicocca is about to sign with the Maldives government about coral. And I'd like to give the floor to the rector. Here we are. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to see some colleagues present here in this room, and I'd like to extend my greetings to the ministers and authorities following us from the Maldives and all those that have connected to this event. A big hope that we sign an agreement with such an important government, a government that is strategic for the Italian cooperation in the field of tourism, but also development of science, with the government of the Maldives, with which we've had a friendship for more than 10 years and a continuous exchange. We learn from them. We learn and they learn from us. We hope that we can make this world better, and the meaning of the agreement can be understood by this streaming event. After such a terrible year, we all have really understood how important it is to love our Earth, to understand biodiversity, and also have a different idea of tourism, of visiting places, knowing them in their biodiversity, in their beauty, and loving, respecting them in their beauty. Milano-Bicocca works on coral reef preservation, and it has been doing so for years. We provide our support to the Maldives government, and the objective of today's agreement is to analyze all the techniques that exist to sign a memorandum of understanding so that we can protect the coral reef in the Maldives that is so rich, and it's a top-level scientific objective, and the Bicocca outpost is really open to all researchers from all over the world that may want to deal with such themes. It's not a closed space, it's an open space. It's open to the world, and where everybody that may want to study and may understand how biodiversity and respect for the oceans is a key for the life on the planet. We are open to all of them, and also the Maldives government. And the approach that we use is a multidisciplinary approach. This is a top-level university. It's a multidisciplinary university, and from every perspective, from the perspective of fish that live in such spaces, and coral by itself, with all the coral reef preservation techniques, but also our humanitarian departments have been working with the Maldives to understand how being citizens of the world and what does it mean to be citizens of the world? It means understanding the world where we live, loving it, and communicate such messages to future generations. The other point that makes me so happy is that apart from this agreement between us and the government of the Maldives, this agreement has got its own raison d'etre, and it is because we are organizing it remotely. And today we have the representative of the region Lombardy, deputy mayor of Milan, and I thank them for being present here, because we work with the institutions with which we have an exchange, and specifically a program of Milan municipality, and one of the grants will be for the Maldives. Something else I'd like to launch today to communicate our objectives to schools, secondary schools and universities. We have this idea that is called Corallameb. Corallameb is part of the future development ideas of our country, and this idea intends to provide grants to university students, but also secondary school students. It's a multidisciplinary approach, and students of science and biotechnologies can really submit scientific proposals on biodiversity, coral, oceans, but we also have the possibility, in a way, to also submit, for example, for the call, a poem, a story about the sea, and best presentations will be awarded a grant so that they can have an experience in the Maldives. What is fundamental as a public university is clear: carry out research, that's our first objective, but to also train our students to be citizens of the world today, and also train the youth, and teaching them from when they're small what respect for the environment entails, love for biodiversity and respect for our planet. Allow me to say that I'm really proud of this project, and we also have a strong cooperation with the Aquarium Genoa Expo Dubai, and we hope that it can be organized in the future, and we will be present with such ideas in the Italian pavilion, Maldives pavilion, and the Maldives pavilion, and this outpost is highly significant. I'm sure that we shall have top-level research friendship amongst people, and especially it shall allow us to grow as citizens, citizens of a future that must see us as better citizens, and a world that must be loved more by us, and a world that is healthier. Thank you so much, Paolo. I give you the floor again, and my warm greeting to the Maldives authorities present remotely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rector. At this point, would like to show you a short video that we have prepared. If they can play the video, please. Thank you so much.
Onorevole Ministro Zaha Waheed.
Now we give the floor to Zaha Waheed, Minister for Fishery, Marine Resources, Agriculture. You have the floor, Doctor.
Adesso un attimo che dobbiamo... Eccoci. Prego, Ministro.
Minister, you have the floor.
Ovviamente la tecnologia è molto complessa.
Obviously, technology is very complex. We have people connected from various parts of the world: Italy, Rome, Maldives, Sri Lanka. And let's see if the connection can be started again. Otherwise, we can let's wait a minute. Otherwise, we use Picasso's strategy. When I'm done with red, I use blue. If we don't get connected at this point via computer, we connect it via cell phone.
Se mi accende questo microfono. Pronto, sentite? Okay.
Can you hear us, Minister?
Minister of Higher Education, His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Hassan, the Italian Ambassador to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Her Excellency Rita Giuliana Manella, Deputy Mayor for the Municipality of Milan, Honorable Anna Squatko, Regional Councillor for Education, University, Research, Innovation and Simplification of the Lombardy region, Ms. Febbraio Sala, Councillor for Digital Transformation and Civic Services of the Municipality of Milan, Ms. Roberta Coco, the Councillor of Magudu Island, Mr. Zaha Waheed, General Commissioner for Italy at Expo 2020 Dubai, Mr. Paolo Licenti, Honorary Council of Italy in the Maldives, Honorable Giorgia Marezzi, Rector of the University of Milano-Bicocca, Giovanna Iantonui, the Director of the Mare Center, University of Milano-Bicocca, Professor Paola Galli, friends and colleagues joining the event, a very good afternoon or morning depending on where you are. I hope that you are all safe and healthy amidst these strenuous times that we are facing. Today, we celebrate the beginning of an exciting partnership between the Maldives Marine Research Institute and the University of Milano-Bicocca's Marine Research and Higher Education Center. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to say that work on coral reef restoration and rehabilitation has always been an important goal, but never so much as it is now. I believe that all of us are aware of what is at stake and what this could mean for the Maldives, the nation of coral reef. It is the incredible, rich, and diverse reef ecosystems that directly support the pillars of our nation's economy, the fisheries and the tourism sector. Notably, Italy was included in the top 5 tourism markets in 2019, as well as being at the top of the list in the first quarter of 2020. The Maldivian coral reef ecosystem provides a memorable and remarkable experience.
Sorry.
Even historically, Maldivians have always remained keen in preserving the coral reefs. We are one of the first countries, if not the very first country in the world to completely ban coral mining, at a time when we extensively relied on corals for the construction of our homes. It is safe to say that we remain dedicated in ensuring that our coral reefs remain as healthy, abundant, and diverse. We must also strive to understand the threats that our coral reef ecosystem is facing and to work towards resilience and survival. President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih's administration such as marine ecosystems, fisheries, and aquaculture. The partnership that we are celebrating today exemplifies the direction in which the government of Maldives is eager to embark on. managing our precious resources, and working towards coral reef restoration and rehabilitation with the knowledge garnered from scientific research. Our shift to a blue economy depends on our ability to manage the myriad of challenges that we will face due to climate change. This partnership is the first of what I hope to be many other similar collaborations to improve our capacity. Many coral reef rehabilitation and restoration works are being carried out throughout the Maldives, mostly as a small-scale coral gardening project. However, some are currently researching into achieving scale to rehabilitate damaged reefs. Our administration remains committed to harmonizing these efforts and to assess the levels at which such efforts function through the country. Rehabilitating damaged reefs is a priority goal in the government's strategic action plan. And in order to effectively execute the goal, we need a joint effort between all those who are engaging in rehabilitation and restoration efforts. The national protocols for coral reef restoration and rehabilitation through coral propagation that will be jointly produced by MARE Center and MMRI will be a key collaboration to harmonize data collection efforts for propagation-based coral reef rehabilitation work carried out nationwide. Our team at MMRI has been working closely with MARE Center staff on this effort. With this in mind, it gives me great joy that renowned universities such as the University of Milano-Bicocca is interested in collaborating with us to achieve this most important task. As you may all be aware, the University of Milano-Bicocca has been a great friend of the Maldives since the establishment of MARE Center in the island of Magudu since 2009. Professor Paolo Galli is also well known to all of us and our island communities as he frequently visits us. We are so delighted to witness that the Maldives Marine Research Institute and the marine research higher education sector has successfully produced relevant and useful research. Please allow me to conclude by thanking everyone who has contributed to make this event into a success, from the University of Milano-Bicocca and our colleagues in both MMRI and the Ministry. I would also like to offer my sincerest gratitude to the University of Milano-Bicocca for the unwavering support that you have provided in the past while representing the Maldives at Expo Milan 2015. Looking forward to upcoming Dubai Expo, which was supposed to be held in 2020, but postponed to 2021 due to the ongoing pandemic, which we will showcase the Maldives under our sustainability theme. I am confident that we are embarking on strengthening an already fruitful relationship, which I believe will continue to deepen for years to come. Thank you, Excellencies.
Okay. Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
At this point, I'd like to give the floor to Dr. Fabrizio Sala, Councillor for Education, University, Research, Innovation, Region Lombardy. Here we are. Good morning. Thank you so much. My special greeting to the ministers of the government of the Maldives, my greetings to the ambassador Manella, Consul Marazzi, and Mayor of Magoda, and Expo Commissioner for Italy in Dubai. I'd like to extend my greetings to all of you on behalf of the President of the Region Lombardy and all of the Region Lombardy. We are an area that includes 10 million inhabitants and 13 universities. And of such 13 universities, we have this young, flexible, and highly active university. I mean Bicocca University. Bicocca University, in the last period of time, reached a certain top level, in Italy. It's the first, not just in terms of medical publication, but also in terms of COVID pandemic. It's just an example of the excellence that could be attained by this university. This university will be known in the world for what it is doing. And the research center in your territory, for us, is an extremely precious asset, not just in the field of research, not just in the field of training, and especially in the field of education for sustainable development and preservation of biodiversity that is more and more necessary today and more present. And the biggest investments in such territories will be based on two main lines. First of all, investments that will be channeled by the Italian government and by the region Lombardy and coming from Europe. And first of such investments is investment that follows the direction of growth, rebirth, and in terms of education, economy, social sphere. And secondly, the investment in sustainable development and Green Deal. Bicocca is one of the signatories of the Protocol for Sustainable Development drawn up by the region Lombardy, and it will be one of the main partners in this big theme. And it will be a fundamental investment for the next few years, not just in the field of the economy, but also in terms of human resources. What we'd like is to avail ourselves of your cooperation, of your friendship, and of the agreements that we have, because our youth need cross fertilization in the beauty of nature and in the greatness of nature, remembering that we all have a host that is called nature and earth. And here we are simply renting the planet to lead our life. So our cooperation will be more and more intense, and the region Lombardy in the next few months will launch an internationalization program to support internationalization of our universities in Lombardy. So for sure we shall have an opportunity to meet again remotely, or I also hope in person, and I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you all to the region to further increase exchange in terms of training and research that we have together. I wish you good conference proceedings, and thank you so much for your cooperation and for what you give to our region and our university.
Thank you so much. I'd like to hand over now to the Minister Foreign Affairs of the Maldives Republic, Mr. Abdullah Shahid. We hope technology will support us. Thank you. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Ibrahim Hassan, Minister of Higher Education, the Honorable Zaha Waheed, Minister of Fisheries, Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Giovanna Yanantwani, Director of the Bicocca University, Her Excellency Rita Giuliana Manilla, the Italian Ambassador to the Maldives, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon from the very sunny Maldives to everyone. Firstly, allow me to convey my heartfelt condolences to you, Ambassador, and the Italian people on the tragic death of Ambassador Luca Attanasio. This is a great loss to the Foreign Service of Italy, and on behalf of the government of Maldives, I strongly condemn this heinous act against the diplomatic community. Excellencies, it gives me great pleasure to have this opportunity to say a few words at this very special event commemorating the signing of the agreement between the government of the Maldives and the University of Milano-Bicocca to protect the coral reefs of the Maldives. I would like to thank the Italian ambassador, Ms. Rita Giuliana Manella, and Ms. Giovanna Iannantiana, director of Bicocca University, for inviting me to this special function. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be part of this celebration. The Maldives always recognizes the importance of resilient oceans and seas as a critical source and an essential element of our identity. Given our unique geography, the Maldives is naturally an ocean state, relying heavily on the oceans for economic development and sustainable livelihood. Many aspects of our daily life are directly connected to the oceans. Therefore, it is crucial that highly vulnerable ecosystems, such as coral reefs, are protected, especially from the impacts of climate change. This is essential for the preservation of our livelihoods and even our very existence. Coral bleaching has been identified as one of the most severe threats faced by coral reef ecosystems. The Maldives has continued to call for improved monitoring to predict and identify bleaching events, support and strengthen the action taken during such events, and the need for improved strategies to manage reefs while complementing their natural resilience and enhancing their ability to withstand other pressures, including ocean acidification. Such strategies and efforts require international assistance to further protection of coral reefs and to implement comprehensive and integrated approaches for their management. Hence, the government greatly appreciates the support extended by Bicocca University today to protect our coral reefs. It is undoubtedly part of Bicocca's broader efforts to preserve our marine life and assisting us in sustainably utilizing the valuable resources it harbors. Excellencies, this partnership today is indeed part of a larger project. For over 10 years, the Maldives has generously benefited from the quality, scientific research and cooperation programs offered by the University of Milano-Bicocca's outpost at Faf Atoll, Magudu. The university's work in sustainable development, especially in exploring ways to preserve marine life, has immensely contributed in our efforts to protect environmental adversities. I recognize the presence of the Magudu Council President, Mr. Zaha Waheed, at this function today. The outpost in Magudu has continued to offer our local students the opportunity to conduct marine research at a world-class university at the comforts of our own country. The university also continues to invest in the field of marine research capacity building, renewable energy, and has granted tremendous support to boost the livelihood of the people of Maldives, and especially the people of Magudu. Excellencies, this initiative today is hugely significant for many reasons. Such an essential initiative during a time of global pandemic represents the strong commitment of the government of Italy has in deepening the engagement with the government of the Maldives. I take this opportunity to express appreciation on behalf of the government and the people of the Maldives for the enduring close cooperation and assistance that has been extended by Italy towards the development of our country. The Maldives-Italy partnership has witnessed tremendous progress to date, particularly in the socio-economic sphere. As pioneers of our tourism industry, Italy still remains as a major tourism source for the Maldives, though the arrival figures have been largely affected due to COVID-19. I'm happy to note that the numbers have started to look favorable. Our collaboration is, however, not limited to the arrival of Italian nationals as tourists, but in fact, hundreds of Italian nationals are employed both directly and indirectly in the tourism sector. Additionally, the quality and quantity of economic and trade links between Italy and the Maldives has increased in recent years. During the past 55 years of formal diplomatic relations, both countries have maintained strong and friendly relations with each other, sharing parallel views and interests on a number of international issues, such as climate change, sustainable development, democracy, and human rights. And we believe that there is scope for so much more. I would like to once again thank the Italian government for its dedicated engagement with the Maldives. I'm confident that the Maldives-Italy partnership would further expand, consolidated, and solidified in coming years. I'm also hopeful to further collaborate with Bicocca and other renowned institutions of Italy and see more engagement to address issues concerning global sustainable development. I thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you so much, Minister. At this point, I'd like to give the floor to Ambassador Rita Giuliana Mannella, Ambassador in Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Let's see if technology helps us.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Excellent. Sorry, I had some small problem. Not that I'm a very, very good with technology. Actually, I'm very bad. And as you might know, this is, for us, it has been a difficult period because one of my colleagues has been killed a couple of days ago, last week, in Congo, together with his escort. And we are all very moved by this difficult situation. But nevertheless, I'm here and I would like to thank everybody, the organizers of this very important event, the Chancellor of the University of Bicocca, Giovanna Iannantuoni, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Waheed, the Minister of Fisheries, Deputy Mayor of Milan, the Councillor of Education of Lombardy region, and the Councillor of the City of Milan, and the Commissioner for Italy at Expo 2020, and Giorgia Marrazzi, and my dear friend Paolo Galli, for this opportunity. I'm really honored to be here in these circumstances to speak with you all in this day for the launch of Coral MIB, a very important project for the safeguarding of corals. I will leave the more technical aspects of this incredible program to other people, and I will try to focus only on the importance for my country of this project in terms of environment and climate change mitigation. Italy has been an active promoter of Agenda 2030 and its SDGs, and it's not by chance that this and co-sponsor.
Purtroppo mi sembra di capire, un problema tecnico e quindi cerchiamo di risolverlo.
We have a technical problem. We hope we can solve it at the speed of light. Problems shouldn't be solved, but must be avoided. Let's see if I can recover it. Good afternoon, Ambassador. If you can speak with the cell phone.
Sorry for this introduction. I don't know to my computer. I was saying that Italy has been an active promoter of Agenda 2030 and its SDGs, and it is not by chance that this year we are also the co-host and co-sponsors of COP26. Italy is the first country in the European economies in terms of circularity index implementation, with the strongest efficiency in terms of use of resources. We also rank in the top 6 globally for recycling, and we have a booming bioeconomy with a turnover of more than 322 billion euro and almost 2 million people employed in this sector. The safeguarding of natural resources is for us a very important issue. Italy, not only for its geographical conformation, but also for many other reasons, shares with the Maldives love and respect for water and oceans. And Bicocca, an exciting new program to protect the coral reefs of the Maldives, falls under UN Sustainable Development Goal 14 and is one of the aims that Italy is most committed to in tackling climate change. Conserve and sustain oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development and for the next generations. Our ties with the Maldives are built on solid foundations of friendship, solidarity, understanding, and mutual sympathy. And it is well known our love for your beautiful archipelago since the very beginning, when a visionary Italian and a pioneer decided to invest there, putting the foundation to your success story. But today we are not here just to talk about tourism, but rather to express our appreciation and thanks for the scientific efforts spanning well over a decade of another kind of visionary and pioneer, a very special Italian university, Milano-Bicocca, and its men and women committed to the protection of your ocean. Since its opening, the Mahe Center has hosted hundreds of Italians, Maldivians, and international students and researchers. And each year, over 50 scientific publications have been published. This center has become progressively a point of reference in the whole scientific world on these issues. It is clear that this research center is not only a benefit for the Maldivian people or a great privilege for our Italian researchers, but it is also the basis of knowledge that will benefit future generations. I thank, therefore, the government of the Maldives for their part in this undertaking, for believing in this project, for granting Bicocca this opportunity, and I thank Bicocca for this effort in this big endeavor in advocacy in marine protection and climate change. I'm sure that this success will be only one in the future. And from my side and from the side of our government, all our best wishes and all our thanks for the future. Thank you.
Grazie mille. Grazie mille, ambasciatrice.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I ask Dr. Anna Scavuzzo, Vice Mayor of the Milan municipality, Good morning, everybody. I'd like to extend my greetings to all the authorities and people that share here with us in presence this moment, relaunch, and it's the greeting extended by the city of Milan to this direction and path that has been taken. It's a vision of the future we want to share. I'd like to thank you because, for sure, the excellence represented by our universities for Milan and Bicocca University specifically, I believe that this is an investment heritage and for the future and growth, and relying on research excellence centers that create a system and pave the foundations whereby the network of knowledge may be a global network. It helps us to look ahead to the future in a moment in which we would tend in a way to limit the horizon and simply manage everyday activities. Just thinking about today, we should also, however, consider that our objective should look ahead to the future. In the past few weeks, it seems to us that the world has gotten bigger. We got to Mars with perseverance, and at the same time, it's so difficult to reach people that are physically away from us, just a few kilometers, and we were a strongly interconnected world, and now it seems to us that there's a big distance, and today this difficult connection tells us how distant the Maldives may seem to be, and instead they are a piece of our planet, a strategic piece of our planet, and the Maldives are dear to everyone, not just to those that visited them. And today we have an additional lesson from the university, and as a municipal administration, I'm glad to embrace this lesson. And today the lesson of the university is to have shared hope, optimism. And this is a time we go through just like a difficult desert, but we shouldn't forget to feed ourselves and support one another, whereby we can get to the objectives that are more ambitious than the objectives that we may have in mind in such desperate time. And then the theme of sustainability, wide-ranging sustainability, the framework of SDGs, 17 objectives that stress how important it is to work together. Zero hunger, the first of the objectives, to the 17th objective, partnerships, and this specific focus that for sure is closer to you. The life under the waters, objective 14, that has so many nuances and connected also to the economic interests of those that use fishing to make both ends meet, and also environmental sustainability, whereby we can preserve such wonderful and significant places for the ecosystem. Thank you so much, because this is a lesson. It's not just a philosophical lesson, with due respect to philosophy. However, it is highly pragmatic to build those sustainability paths, research and innovation that are typical of our city. We are still the city that has such themes at the center of the attention, and we prove it in such difficult times. And I'd like to end with an additional thing, because the cooperation mentioned by the rector before, the cooperation that originated various years ago in the field of promotion and growth and women, from the moment they are small in the field of scientific research, technological innovation, such themes are dear to us. It takes nothing away from the contribution of males, of course, but it gives the possibility to grow. Also, being able to work in certain environments, and specifically scientific environments. I'm happy I've been hosted by the Minister for Fishing, and she's graduated in physics, just like me. And so I believe that we are perfectly in tune for the many themes for which this CISTI can create a system, and the theme of innovation and development of those contexts that can identify those that have the necessary skills to the benefit of the community. Well, it's an additional resource. And I believe that STEM in the city, includes all of such ideas. And Councillor Coco, that extends his greeting to you all. We are perfectly in tune, and in the next few weeks we can have further exchange, and one of your grants will be given to a female student that will consolidate the research. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to hand over to Paolo Glisenti, General Commissioner for Italy at Expo 2020, Dubai. Good morning, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me fine. I'd like to thank the rector of the University of Milan. I'd like to greet the Maldivian and Italian authorities present. It's a pleasure for me to be with you here. I'd like to remind you that the project for the outpost in the Maldives was born in 2015 at the Expo in Milan. At that time, we spoke at the Expo about agricultural security, food security, and who would have thought that the theme of biodiversity would become so important for sustainable development? So we were talking about food security. The debate was focused on that theme. Now the context has changed. However, the Maldivian project started there, and this means that the work carried out with the Milano-Bicocca University and with Milan has a value over the long term. In Milan, the first commitment to the objectives, to the achievement of the Millennium Goals started. At the Expo in Dubai, which is about to start, it will be both an in-person and digital event. It will involve the people from all over the world. It will be focused on biodiversity and the strategic importance of biodiversity for sustainable development, taking into consideration several sectors. Biodiversity is pivotal for a balance that will certainly have an impact on people's health, climate changes, and tourism. So there is a cross-sectoral, multidisciplinary approach here, which turns biodiversity into a strategic element. Indeed, the Expo in Dubai will dedicate the first week of the 6 Expo months to the theme of biodiversity and climate changes. This means how important the theme is in the international agenda. We will be glad to host the Bicocca representatives. We've been collaborating with Bicocca for some time, and we will certainly welcome our Maldivian friends at the pavilion. So this will be important also to support the collaboration between Italy and the Maldives in the future. So this collaboration is linked to the balance, eco-sustainability and balance of ecosystems in the Mediterranean, marine ecosystems, and also those of the Indian Ocean. Our plans include a minister summit of the 21 Mediterranean countries in 22 Indian Ocean Rim Organization countries. So the United Arab Emirates are the representatives of the UEA have the presidency at the moment. So we will talk about common shared issues, themes linked to biodiversity, sustainability, climate change. This is a central theme, a topic for the next few months, and I'm here to tell you that we are available for and interested in turning Expo Dubai as into an accelerator, a facilitator for these projects, such important projects for these areas. So I wanted to thank you, not formally, but really from the bottom of my heart, and also on behalf of the colleagues taking part in this Dubai 2020 project. Thank you very much for your attention. I'd like to thank Mr. Glisenti for his contribution. So also the Minister of Higher Education of the Maldives is listening in, although he's not speaking. So thank you for being with us. Now I'd like to hand over to Ms. Shafia Nahim, Director General of the Maldives Marine Research Center, which it's practically the Maldivian Marine Center. So I'm glad to give her the floor because of the role she has, but also because she's one of the first persons I met when I arrived at in the Maldives. So we've been working and talking to each other for many years. So this means that our collaboration is really strong. Shafia, you have the floor. If we do not have a video connection, then maybe we could try through a telephone connection. It means we have to go to the Maldives to talk with them. It's a sign. 1 second. So we are placing the call.
Mette giù. Mi dicono di aspettare un secondo. Ok. Allora, in questo
So while we wait for the connection, telephone connection, so I'd like to say something. Well, Milano-Bicocca has the largest coral collection in the world. So we are starting from the starting point is good. Another thing I'd like to say is that in 1972, the first tourists that arrived at the Maldives to the Maldives were Italians. So from tourism, okay, we have a connection now. Thank you, Shafia. You have the floor now.
Thank you. Honorable ministers, our partners from the University of Milano-Bicocca, distinguished representatives of the government of Italy, councillors, friends and colleagues, I wish you all a very good day. The partnership we are inaugurating today will jointly deliver the first ever monitoring protocol for coral reef rehabilitation and restoration in the Maldives. I would like to take this opportunity to talk about why this project is so important and how it relates to our work at MMRI. It's clear to all of us that coral reef rehabilitation and restoration is vital to our nation and to the world. I believe this is one of the great challenges for science and engineering in our time, and our future generations will look back on us to see what we have done to preserve this irreplaceable part of nature. Despite the challenges, what is important is that we work steadily until we achieve results. As part of our wider work in this area and as the national agency on this front, Maldives Marine Research Institute has launched a special program to assess the best methods to achieve rehabilitation and restoration work. The goal is to establish what methods are most effective and whether they can be implemented at scale. Coral fragmentation, propagation, where we take bits of healthy living corals, and grow them onto dying reefs is being done at many levels, some in tourist resorts and some that NGOs are involved in. At MMRI, we are also working with other collaborators on larval reseeding, which is where we collect coral larvae from healthy reefs and reintroduce them to dead areas and see if we can revive them. These kinds of work involves many technical challenges given how fragile coral ecosystems are, living under multiple threats, human activity, issues with different coral species, and ongoing climate change being the biggest factors. We must do all we can and improve our knowledge in this area. With many parties involved in coral rehabilitation and restoration work, there is a need for a single, clear way to assess success and ability to scale. This is where the monitoring protocol comes in, allowing us to measure the results of all these projects being done over the Maldives, pulling them together into a single framework by harmonizing data collection for coral propagation-based restoration programs. This protocol allows all the passionate people working in this field to come together in our goal to rebuild resilient reefs with rich biodiversity. An effective monitoring protocol would also help in implementation of adaptive management responses to reduce the risks and achieve scale in these projects. It is my hope that the protocol can expand to allow more techniques to be included or function as a model for future protocols. This will be needed as our understanding of the area grows and as new methods are implemented. We at MMRI have a very young and energetic team of researchers who are keen to learn. We believe that collaborations like these will help develop capacity through peer-based learning and access to technology while working with experts in the field. With the many challenges of climate change and a shift towards a blue economy, we at MMRI look to partnerships such as these to improve our capabilities to provide the scientific answers that's needed to successfully navigate the way to a sustainable future. We've already heard about the Coralimid that will be launched at this event today. I've learned from Paolo that this is a special program issued by the rector that sponsors students in Italy that excel in coral reef science to visit the Maldives. I'd like to point out that there would be many Maldivian researchers and students who would also love to have the opportunity to work with you, Paolo, and the team of experts in Bicocca. So hopefully we can find a way for a program to work both ways and have our students and researchers visit you.
Qui abbiamo un intervallo.
We have a short break. In the meantime, two remarks. Milan is really hungry for sea from every perspective. It is hungry for sea from a tourist perspective, commercial perspective, and it is so hungry for the sea that it has invented the navigli, the so-called canals, and with regard to coral, the biggest collection of corals that we have here in Bicocca, I'd like to remind you, and I'd like to remind you specifically because before Dr. Guisenti spoke about it, corals have calcium carbonate skeleton, same material as Davide by Michelangelo. Nature has created something wonderful, corals, and man has created something as wonderful, the David, that shall have a special place inside the Italian pavilion. And one last remark, and after that we get to the following speaker, is that if this project has been successful, it's because each one of us believed in it. Before we spoke about physics, the vector sum of projects at the beginning is zero. Everybody follows different direction. Instead, here the energy has been channeled in the right way, and we have all contributed. The rector, the governance, colleagues, everybody has been able to focus on this project and to bring home the results that are under everybody's eyes. And here we are.
About my connection.
Non preoccuparti, puoi continuare, grazie.
I don't know where actually I lost.
Ok, puoi parlare?
You have the floor. You can go on. Please.
Where did everybody lose me just now?
No, prego, riparti.
Well, you were talking about coral restoration and how important it is to carry this project and activity out with all of us together.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'll just try to continue. I was saying that we have a very young and energetic group of researchers working at MMRI who are very, very keen to learn from experts through peer-based learning as well as collaborative research, working with experts in the field. We've also heard about the launching of the Coral Image tender in this event today. And I've learned from Paolo that this is a special program issued by the rector that sponsors students in Italy that excel in coral reef science to visit the Maldives. I would like to point out that there would be many Maldivian researchers as well, and students who would love to have the opportunity to work with you and your team of experts in Bicocca. So hopefully we can find a way for the program to work both ways and have our students and researchers visit you in Italy as well. This would attract more passionate locals into the field, and part of our work is to help prepare the next generation for the challenges ahead. I'd like to note that we've had some of our staff trained at Mare Center back when it was established. And though a lot of them are not with us right now, they have taken the knowledge with them, and we see them taking their interest in marine sciences in the work they do. With this, I would conclude my remarks by thanking the University of Milano-Bicocca for the work your team has been doing to promote science in the Maldives, and also for organizing this event. I hope our work together will translate into a meaningful improvement in our fight to protect coral reefs that we love. I'd also like to express thanks to the Honorary Consul of Italy in Maldives, Giorgia Marazzi, for the excellent job done to make this possible, despite coordinating between time zones. Lastly, I'd highlight that we are, as you've heard from other speakers as well, we are participating in the upcoming Dubai Expo 2020 event. I think it's also relevant for me to highlight that we have received support from the University of Milano-Bicocca for the past expo, and we are discussing support once again. We look forward to displaying Maldives at the upcoming Dubai Expo 2020 this year. And I'd like to thank in advance the General Commissioner of Italy at Dubai Expo 2020 for your interest in supporting us at events like these as well. Thank you, and I wish you all a good day.
Grazie, grazie mille, Sofia.
Thank you so much, Sophia. At this point, I'd like to give the floor to the Deputy Mayor of Magudu. We hope we have a good connection because they are quite far away from the capital. They have technology-related problems. Let's see if we can get connected.
Ancora un secondo, se no proviamo ancora un attimo con la tecnologia di prima. E sì, è a posto? Sì, sta arrivando. Ok, sta arrivando, quindi...
Yes, we're about to have the connection. Let's wait a minute.
Famiglia.
And on that island, we have a real family. That's the Deputy Mayor. Thank you so much for being with us. You can speak. You can speak.
Zube, se riesci a sentirci,
Zube, can you hear us? Can you hear us? You can speak. No. You can speak. Now you can speak. Can you hear us? Now you can speak.
Sta scrivendo, ecco, quando uno dice che è bello se è le Maldive, problemi tecnici 100.000, quindi siamo sicuramente in un bel posto. Quando abbiamo finito di lavorare siamo in un bel posto, ma è sempre tutto molto complicato. Ok, Zoom, ok, allora un secondo, provo a chiamarlo col cellulare, dopodiché vediamo. Devi connetterti alla rete, come si collega alla rete? Un secondo, Vediamo se sente.
We cannot hear you. You are on mute. Can you unmute your microphone because we cannot hear you? Okay, I will speak on behalf of the speaker, then if we can get connected, it's okay. The community is made up of 150 people, Magudu, at least half of them it's children, and it's a community made up of fishermen and people working in the field of administration, and we've established a wonderful relationship with them. Each day since the outbreak of the pandemic, they call us to know how we are, and they ask us when you're back, we miss you, and it's something that in a way gives us deep emotions. And I can tell you that, and inside this room we have colleagues from the Mare Center, and everybody can say that the alliance we have created is a full alliance, total alliance. We speak, we have an exchange, just like a big family, a big community. The dynamics is the dynamics of a big community. This means that sometimes we debate in an animated way. Sometimes we go fishing, we have different activities, and always with enthusiasm and with the awareness on both sides that we grow together. And this is fully recognized. We're proud to be there, and they're proud that we're there. And I can tell you that we never had any type of cultural problem or religious-related problem. The dynamics is pure human dynamics in the best meaning of the term. We thank on behalf of the rector the Magudu community that hosts us, that shares with us this space. 700 meters by 300, and it makes us reflect when we say that we don't have enough space. Thanks a lot to the Magudu community. Thank you so much. At this point, it's high time to sign the agreement, and let's see if everything is ready. Giorgia Marazzi has the document. Let's see if technology helps us.
Sorry, good morning, good afternoon. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Sì?
Okay. Excellences and distinguished guests, professors, students, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remark and thank for the opportunity given today to have this remarkable event after a very long and difficult time for everyone, which we have been through with the COVID. So affected all of us around the world. And I would say it put us also in a serious time to test technology, which we can see still is not performing 100%. I take this opportunity. I would like to remark that this event would be a kickoff for a successful and prosperous year ahead of activity as a blessed for all our life and everyone. And to see all of us in a synergy and to react more with great activity, we all need to get back together and work together and see more events and results. Definitely for the environment, and this is the event for the protection and evaluation also of the coral reef, which is for Maldives is very, very important. Of course, for all the world, but especially for Maldives. And here I would like to remark how important has been the coral reef, the Great Barrier during the tsunami, which I was here and I experienced. So thanks to the coral reef, had a very important impact. I just leave all the technical to the experts. I personally would like to thank Director Joanna Iannantuoni, which I haven't met yet, personally, but I wish so. And her University Bicocca, with all the professors and staff. And for me, it's Bicocca means Professor Paolo Galli, which he placed confidence, trust, and friendship as well in 2008. And from that day, we have been working and building together, none less, with all the different institutions of the Maldivian government, which different ministry, and not only the big institution, but with the community, which is very, very important, because thanks to the community, then we get results. And this brought us to the structure of Mare Center, where it is today. And we should not stop, and we should continue. And for this, I would like to thank Minister Zaha Shafia, Minister Shahid from Foreign Affairs, Minister Hassan from Higher Education, and I would like to thank all the staff, which I always get in touch, but I really would like to call a few people, like Shunin, Shafao, and they're from Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They always help us in any case, and to reach goals. And I think we have all to remember that behind a big person, there are always a great team, and to support to achieve goals. And now a special thanks also to my ambassador to let me and give the tools to cooperate with Bicocca and go ahead on this path. I wish you all the best to everybody, and especially as well to the Commissioner General Gilisenti, which I hope to see during the Expo 2021. Thank you to everybody. Bye.
Grazie mille Giorgia. Io ricordo ancora.
Thanks a lot, Georgia. I remember the day I met her the first time, and after some days, what she told me. And now I sweeten the sentence. And she said, "Who is this guy that is here in the Maldives from Bicocca?" And then we did great things. Thank you so much, Georgia, for believing in the project. And even before, we believed in it. Now it's high time to sign the agreement, to create guidelines to understand the best techniques for the protection of coral. I'd like to immediately give the floor to the rector and the minister to sign.
Un secondo.
Just a minute. The connection is being created, let's say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all of you. Now we have one more thing to do or say, and our rector will... Oh, no. First of all, we have a video.
There is a place in the world where science and sea seem as one. There is a place in the world
This
where
is your
science and
place.
sea seem as one. This is your place.
Mare Center, your scientific campus in the Maldives, surrounded by the ocean
Mare
and a
Center,
rich
your
coral
scientific
reef.
campus in the Maldives,
Mare
surrounded by
Center,
the ocean
a
and
vision
a
of the
rich
University
coral reef.
of Milano-Bicocca, along with the government of
Mare
Maldives.
Center, a vision of the
Mare
University
Center,
of
the best
Milano-Bicocca,
place to
along with the
conduct your
government
marine
of
research.
Maldives. Mare Center, the best place to conduct your marine research. Welcome to the
The
island
dreams
of
of
the
a researcher
extraordinary.
becoming true in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Imagine the dreams of a researcher becoming true in the middle of the Indian Ocean. High-tech labs fully equipped, a classroom and a library at your disposal. Imagine a vibrant reality where hundreds of researchers and students from all over the world have already met and shared their skills and discoveries. Imagine a place where scientists meet with the local hospitality for a unique and unforgettable experience. You have arrived in the best place to conduct research and teaching activities. You have arrived in the right place where your field experience becomes scientific papers. You have found your ocean. You have found your island. Now imagine. Your future has only just begun. There is an experience worthy to be lived. Mare Center. You have arrived.
Okay, then let's hope we can come closer together, also physically, both Italy and the Maldives. So the other part, section of the story is the School for Idea, which will be launched in the next few days, Kuralamip. It reflects our idea of being open, talking with the civil society. We think that universities should be open places, especially Milano-Bicocca. This is our vocation, open to share scientific ideas with the outside world. Many of our division departments have been working actively from a scientific point of view in the research area. This is an open science center, and this is something we strongly believe in, so we're really open to everybody. The other part of the story is that we need to disseminate information on biodiversity. So it is important to circulate information and ideas among our people, our young people, students, and this is why we wanted to launch this Call for Ideas, which involves all disciplines. It will be open to university students and students in high schools as well. They will be able to present a vision of the future, considering protection of the environment, biodiversity, and so on and so forth. So they will be able to give their own contribution, innovative contribution, sharing their ideas, thoughts. I'm sure that wonderful ideas will be generated by these young minds. We will give the winners, the students, with the winning ideas, a grant, so that they can go to the Maldives and really have a direct experience of what our researchers are doing there. This is an idea that, in my opinion, reflects a lot of openness and availability to dialogue and will be successful. We also want to give smaller children the possibility they will travel to the Maldives with their parents in the future, but we want to give them an idea what it means saving the coral reef. We have some projects we want to develop for smaller children. We will use our nursery as well, which is another part of the story on sustainability. Our nursery, which on a rainy day during the COVID year was inaugurated so our mayor was present, and it was inaugurated in the last autumn. So it is a way to share knowledge, but also to present our ideas on an eco-sustainable, environmentally sustainable future. We, so of course, will be glad to welcome the students in the Maldives who will have the best ideas. So this is the beginning or a further step in a story that has been going on for over 10 years, in spite of the past year, or in spite of the still difficult upcoming months. We want to stay open. So I won't say we want to stay positive because we're all negative. We must stay negative. But we want to stay open to internationalization. Milano-Bicocca is a safe place where we want to welcome students from all over the world so that they can experience multidisciplinary activities. This is one of the vocations of Europe and our country as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye and see you soon.